Yeah.
All right, joined today by Lexi and Megan following that final round at the Dow Championship. A solid finish for both of you this week. Can you just talk a bit about what your main takeaways of this tournament are going to be?
I mean, honestly, this week is so much fun. I think we kind of knew coming into this week that we were going to have a good time. But, I think we're both playing some pretty good golf. I think, for someone with a limited schedule.
You almost said it.
No. No, it's pretty fun that, Lexi and I got to team up this week, and obviously we've done Solheim's together, and really kind of taken that from Stacy and putting it on this week for a show. I mean, obviously not the turnout we wanted, but at the same time, way to give it a run on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, what Dow does for this tournament and just gives women's golf an opportunity to play some team golf and really bring the fans behind it. It's truly amazing, and to be alongside Megan, it was so much fun. I knew going into the week that, it would be fun no matter how we played because we get along so well, but she played some amazing golf, and we made a great team out there, and she has a lot of positives going into the European stretch coming up.
Yeah, like you said, this tournament is meant to be fun. There's a lot of fans out here. What memories are you taking away from this week?
Everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to pick just one. I think it's great when, the kids are constantly out there watching and, they're fist pumping after every birdies that we make. It's pretty cute. It's pretty cool to see that and, just get the crowd involved, get the people involved. Obviously, golf's a very individual sport for the most part, but having this week being able to be a little more out there with and interactive with the crowd definitely means a lot to us. And there's a lot of memories being made each week and every year we come here.
Lexi, you mentioned it, but you head into a stretch of a few more majors and the European stretch. How is this kind of building your confidence as you go into the back half of the season?
I'm not playing for about 5 weeks, so I will be taking some personal time off at home and then kind of playing once we get back to the States, kind of just taking it tournament by tournament. But I have a good amount of time off. She will be playing, and she's playing great golf, so a lot of positives to take into that stretch, I'm sure.
Yeah, Megan, what do you have to...
I mean, honestly, it's kind of different getting to be with the partner. It's great when you have a partner being able to just kind of be a little more aggressive on certain shots. Pretty cool that even though Lexi gave me the green light a couple of times, that I know I can pull off some of those dicey shots. But definitely knowing that the work that I've been doing on the greens has kind of been paying off, other than the last putt. But just kind of really happy where my game's trending. It's been kind of, I feel like, a slow start for me this year, but coming in second with Lexi and taking that into Europe is definitely going to be a great momentum change, and hopefully keep riding that.
How did it feel to be part of the first playoff in the history of this tournament?
I'm a little sad on this end, but to be honest. But, I mean, honestly, if you had told us that we were going to go out there and shoot 10 under at the start of the day and go to a playoff, I would have taken it easily. So
sure.
Just taking a lot of positives because it's not quite easy to do under pressure. Lexi and I, again, I kind of died out mid-round, and Lexi kind of sparked us up again. And, that's just kind of what you do in partner situation. And we're honored to be part of the first playoff, but, hopefully we'll get on the other end of this one year.
Teaming up ahead next year?
Well, we'll see. I don't know. I think I kind of pulled her in this year. So.
No, I don't. I always joke that I don't say yes ahead of time because I don't actually know my schedules ahead of time.
It's so true. Yeah.
So if it works out, I'm sure we'll revisit this partnership again. And that's if Lexi puts it on her schedule and vice versa. But, it's very good and very positive to know that we have this kind of chemistry out here and that we can play well together out here.
The thrill of the chase, right? I mean, that's part of it, even though you wish it had ended differently. Can you kind of take us, especially on the back nine, to what the thrill of the chase was like? We saw a big fist pump out of you, and Lexi, of course, made a huge putt. So what was that like?
I probably fist pumped for her putt.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, throughout the 4 days, she made some really clutch putts, especially coming down the stretch there that we really needed. And I made a few here and there as well. So it's nice to be in contention and play under those kind of nerves and in those circumstances. And it's not the outcome we wanted, but definitely taking the positives from it.
So you had, I think, close to an hour between shots while you waited for all of that. There's not a range here, so how did you spend that time besides signing, and do you wish that there was a place to hit balls to kind of loosen up a little bit?
I mean, I ate a sandwich. I was really hungry.
autographs.
Honestly, I mean, I think Lexi hit a great shot after waiting around. Obviously, we were kind of waiting to see if there was going to be a playoff. Somi made a great putt on 17, and kind of obviously watching 18 to see how that played out in regulation. And as soon as the scores were in, we kind of knew what we had to do. Mm-hmm. And I think it helped that we both hit really good shots in regulation into 18. So we had some pretty good thoughts going in. And so thankfully it's not like a really long par 3.
Yeah.
I think if it was a little longer, it'd be a little harder to.
Yeah. I think it helped that we had the adrenaline. We didn't really seem like an hour that we were waiting. So we kind of just, we stayed hydrated. We got a little bite to eat. And
had some laughs.
Yep.
Did you know that the format was changing for the playoff? Before you got back there, it's an unusual switch. So you knew that, and how did you determine who was going to hit?
We kind of knew that when we were waiting in there. We didn't know it going into after signing our scorecard, but kind of figured that out. And then we kind of just said to each other to stick to the same game plan as we did in alternate shot, which was me on evens.
I mean, she had been hitting so good on 18, and again, we hit such great shots in regulation. I don't think it wouldn't have been too big of a deal to flip it, but we stuck with the game plan that we decided at the beginning of the week, and Lexi hit a great shot in.
We were hearing some chants of Clutch Khang.
Yeah, I don't know if that's anymore.
No,
there aren't T-shirts being printed yet, or no?
No. I'm honored and flattered that they said that, but we still got a long ways to go for that. But I'm very honored and flattered for that.
Last one for you, Lexi, especially the way this community embraces the event and the players. What do you take away from just the experience of being at the Dow?
Yeah, it's incredible. Like I said before, Dow does amazing things with this tournament. Golf being such an individual sport, we don't get the opportunity to play a regular event, a regular team event every single year. So it's a good, fun event for us, a little bit more laid back, but how the community gets behind this event and really just supports women's golf, that's what we enjoy most and why we always kind of come back to this tournament, because we have fun, but at the same time we enjoy the atmosphere and enjoy the fans.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you both.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.